Welcome to Action Coaching. I'm delighted that you joined us on today because God has a special coaching word for you. Now, first of all, I want you to hit subscribe, share, and like. Let everybody know about Action Coaching. The goal of Action Coaching is not to change you, but Action Coaching is here to help you to better maintain the vision, the dream, the goals that you have, to give you some tips through my experience and experience of others that will help you along the way, because nobody makes it by themselves. Have you ever noticed that no matter how good an athlete is, a business person, no matter how successful they are, you always see that they're constantly mentioning that they got coaches or mentors that keep driving them forward. They're saying they need to learn more to stay on top, to better develop their talents and their gifts. And that's what Action Coaching is all about. Now, nobody in life makes it by themselves. Matter of fact, when all of us are born, we come here dependent upon somebody right away. The mere fact that you are here, then, the mother, the father, or whoever had to help you to mature, to grow, to develop. You didn't just do it all by yourself. You needed help. You needed somebody to prepare you for the journey that you were going to take in life. And that is what Action Coaching is all about. It's just sharing with you some of the wisdom that I've learned, or the wisdom that I learned from others, that'll better help you to be the best you can be in the goals and the destinies that God has given you. Now, this week on Action Coaching, we're going to talk about, why does a person need a mentor? Some people call it a coach. Why is it that all of us at different points in life need someone that can speak to us in the midst of us going through something? The lack of knowledge or the lack of hearing or listening to others who have been that way usually leads into some difficult mess-ups in our life. You know how your parents used to tell you, now son, stop being in a hurry. And in your mind is, I ain't got no time to slow down like you all. Y'all just don't understand. I'm in a hurry. I'm young right now. I'm going to get out there and do what I do. And then when you jump out there and do what you do and run into a whole lot of difficulties and everything, you have to come back and say, yeah, I think I learned what you talked about, slowing down sometime, listening sometime, being guided sometime. That don't mean that someone is trying to take you away from your dream. They just happen to be there to help you, to better guide you through your dreams. Years ago, one of my mentors told me, and he said to me, he said, well, I said, you keep talking about experience. I feel like I already got experience. This experience stuff you're talking about, and it take too long. I'm in a rush now. I already know where I want to go. And he looked at me and laughed. He said, well, you will get experience, because the things you're going to go through in your hurry is going to give you experience. And he said the only way to get experience is experience. And that's what I'm sharing with you. You are going to go through some things. You are going to face some difficulties and challenges. But it's a good thing to have someone that you can trust or care about you, to tell you that the things you're going through are not uncommon and unheard of. They can just simply offer advice to you as to how you can better deal with it and adjust in your life. I am thankful that I learned early to seek advice. Not just seek advice from anybody. I usually sought advice of people who had pretty much achieved what I was going through, who pretty much had dealt earlier and was successful at what I was going through. That's why they call them mentors or coaching. Isn't it amazing in sports? They can say these are professional football players, or professional basketball players, or professional baseball team. But one thing is always consistent with them, with every game, every event, the whole season that they'll either playing basketball or football, it is a coach. Because that coach or that coaching staff is there. These are men who have perhaps played the game at a higher level, understand what it's like handling the difficulties, the fame, the responsibility that go with being in the limelight, or living at your highest level, or doing the very thing you need to do as a high level, to drive you and help you get out the bed and go practice and go work on the morning you feel like, now I think I'll sleep in again. Well, it sometimes takes a coach to say, while you're sleeping in, there's somebody out there working harder than you, and guess what? If you don't get up and do what you're supposed to do, they can replace you at your craft. So everybody needs that type of mentor and coach in your life. Now, how do you decide that you need a coach? Well, most people, and maybe it's a character trait, but most of us, the thing that usually messes us up is that we're so independent that we don't think we need nobody else's help. Our pastor church love the people in that church. And I can tell you, if it ain't every day, every week, or every year, there's always somebody that can tell me or try to tell me that they can do my job better than me, or I should do this and that. They ain't never pastor. They ain't never experienced it. But they got ideas how to do it. And I know anything could be done better. But if I'm going to get constructive criticism, I'm going to get it from someone who has done much more than me, who have already succeeded at the things I'm trying to go through to get better at. Someone that's just not talking but have put it in action. And that's how you select your mentors or your coaches or the people that speak in your life. You know, a guy can't tell you how to get off the corner and he's still standing on the corner himself. You need the guy that was standing on the corner that got off the corner to come tell you how you can get off the corner or whatever. If you want to learn advice, most of us get advice from people who have no clue of the situation that you're facing. That's why experience is so important. Wisdom is so important. When I first got out of high school and you were looking into jobs, looking to get a job, so they had the want ads at that particular time. Now I know we got all the social media and stuff right now, but then it was the want ads. Come in the paper. Every time you open up the want ads to look for a job. And the amazing thing I learned about the want ads is the job that paid the most. The first thing they would say in big bold letters in the ad, experience necessary. Well, sometimes you think about how in the world I'm going to make this big money if I don't have any experience and they keep asking for experience. Well, the answer to that is simple. You got to get experience. You got to yield to someone that can guide you, push buttons in you, help you get better, to learn how to get experience. Some of the greatest minds in our world, greatest people, charge several $1,000s for people to be coached or mentored or learn how to do something at a higher level. And those of us that are interested in functioning at a higher level, we're not complaining about what we got to pay. We understand that if we learn how to do our craft even better from people who are already doing it at a high level, money won't be the issue. That's why coaching is important. That's why even when you look in the Bible, God didn't just take somebody right away and send them out there to do something great. I mean, even Jesus, the Bible said, had to learn from the things he suffered. He was born to Christ, but he started doing miracles and walking on water right away. He had to learn from the things he suffered. I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you.
My ministry and my walk in God. And I remember sitting on my bed watching a preacher preach on the television screen. And I said to myself, Lord, I can do better than him on my off day.
Welcome back. I left off talking about even before Jesus started working miracles and walking on water, he had to learn. He had to learn through the things he suffered. He was consistent. His mom and daddy would find him trying to learn in the temple. There were things that he had to learn from other people, even though he was the Son of God, because God was setting a standard to say nobody makes it without mentors or coaching. That's why I am very concerned, and I have endeavored to do, since the Lord have blessed me and raised me up to do things. I'm thankful for all my mentors, thankful for all of those that have helped me. And I've dedicated my life to trying to help others, coach them on up, give them some insight on what it takes to perform at a high level, to have the best business, to live the best life. You can't do that without somebody speaking into your life and preparing you for the way. I know we live in an age where, we got all these smart people. And I'm not against Google and all this information, but you can't Google everything. Some things you just gonna have to go through, and you're gonna have to listen to somebody that's telling you about what you're going through that have been through it. Everybody can relate to a person who's talking to you and can understand your pain and your struggle, because you get so much motivation from that person, because you understand you ain't the only one that had it hard. You ain't the only one that felt like throwing up your hands sometimes. You're not the only one that have cried because it was just too tough. There are others who are there to mentor you, to coach you, to let you know. Dry your tears. Hold your head up high. Keep going. Make adjustments. Do this better. And great things will happen to you. Part of my own testimony is when I first started the ministry, I ain't had no members. But one of my mentors told me, this is before the members came. It said, the thing you need to do is you need to go over there and do what you're going to do on Sunday morning with excellence. Be prepared. Start on time. Even though it's you, start on time. Have your sermon together. Preach it, even though there's nobody there. Make sure you strive for excellence. Now I'm already having difficulty dealing with all of this. I was like, at least let 2 people come or 3 people come. No, he kept telling me the same habits of excellence that you learn will be the same habits of excellence that bless you throughout your life. Now I'm not going to tell you that was easy. That was not easy. That was difficult to hear. So I'm already dealing with. I'm not seeing anyone yet. Here I am, done got this storefront, and I figured because I got the storefront, surely somebody would come right away. A whole lot of people would come right away. But I found out I'm a good mentor. Practice. Perform in excellence. And every week I would study and prepare my sermons. I would practice. Oh yeah, I had to be the usher, the janitor, or whatever it took. I was going to perform with excellence. And lo and behold, when I finally learned that, one person came. 5 people came. 15 people came. And it looked like one day somebody came by with a bus and just dropped off a whole lot of people. But the point I'm making, I didn't have to change who I already was. The same level of excellence, the same studying the Word, that is what brought me through. And I am grateful that I had an ear to understand that I didn't know everything starting out. And that's why God put coaches and mentors in our life. Put people there to instruct us how to deal with the different levels and different places God wants to take us. I'm thankful that if you get on an airplane, that they don't just let a guy get off the street and just get in the cockpit and say, I'm going to fly y'all today. I ain't took no air training. I don't know nothing about how to get the jet off in the air. I just thought it would look interesting and I just walked in there and do it. But when you look back at the training they had to go through, and the tests they had to pass, and the people that were in their ear to make sure that they do it right and be prepared to handle anything that will happen up in the air. You cannot learn that until you go through it. And you still can't learn it when you go through it, because when you go through it, you're going to have someone that will coach you as to how to handle different things when you go through it. We're living in a time now, you know why so many people are struggling and having mental problems? Is they only want to listen to themselves. I know there's some smart people out there, but every day I can assure you, you run into somebody that make you look like you never were smart. But rather than being mad at how gifted they are, see they doing coaching. See where they share things with you so you can be even a more brilliant mind. That's what it's all about. Yeah, I know how it is. I've experienced it time and time again. You know, when you're in the ministry, there are people that can accept Jesus on Monday, ready to be licensed on Tuesday. Wednesday, they're ready to run the church because they know everything. And Thursday, they want a worldwide ministry so everybody can know them. And by Friday, they got it all together and can't anybody tell them anything. But when you look at the Bible, Jesus himself yielded himself to learning. to learning how to deal with things so that he can be even better. That's why you need to decide today that the fact that you need a coach or a mentor, if you want to get better, you can only learn from somebody better than you. And I would love to hear from you as to what you think about this. What's on your mind concerning what I said? You need a coach. But I'd love for you to reach out to me on social media and let me know what you think about this. Well, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you. Welcome back. Thank you for being a part of Action Coaching on tonight. And I trust that what I've shared to you about needing a coach or a mentor or someone to guide you so that you can reach your full potential in life is important and is necessary. And I thank God for it. I want to encourage you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering for the support of Action Coaching. We want to make Action Coaching bigger and better and do some even more expansive things to share with those of you that need some of the coaching tips we can share with you. So I certainly want to encourage you to sit down and sow a generous faith seed on today. Some can sow 100, some can sow 200, some can sow even more. And I thank God for what you are doing. There's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to sow unto Action Coaching, and we are most appreciative of you doing it on today. Help us, help the people of God, and God will richly bless you. Well, the Lord bless you. I've certainly enjoyed talking to you, and I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.